My name is Aditya, and I'm one of the youth volunteers with Gayatri Parivar, and welcome you along with the other youths and Bal Sanskar Sala kids from Gayatri Parivar, Western Ontario, and across Canada to celebrate this auspicious day of Vasant Panchmi, which is also the spiritual birthday of Param Pujya Gurudev Pandit Shri Ram Sharma Acharya ji. Gayatri Parivar, Western Ontario, is an integral part of the all world Gayatri Parivar, which was founded by Param Pujya Gurudev, Pandit Shri Ram Sharma Acharya ji, and Mata Bhagwati Devi Sharma in the year 1958. Gayatri Parivar's vision is to reform the individual, family, and societal values for awakening of divinity within man and descent of heaven on earth. We believe the whole world is one family. We believe in Vasudev Kutumbakam, and that societal transformation begins with self transformation. Clean the Ganga campaign, plantation of more than 1 million trees, rural development, women empowerment are some of the many activities that are carried out by millions of volunteers across the globe from Gayatri Parivar. Today, the event will be divided into two segments. The first segment will be on brief presentations given by our youths and Bal Sanskar Shala kids on the life journey of Param Pujya Gurudev to some of the activities that we do here in Ontario. We will begin with today's first segment of the event, which is on presentations. I will ask Dhruv to begin with his presentation on providing us background on Gurudev's life.
Pujya Gurudev was born on 20th September 1911 at Ambal Kheda village of Agra district in the Indian state of Uttar Pradesh. His father's name was Pandit Sri Rup Kishore Sharma and mother's name was Dan Kumari Devi. Pujya Gurudev belonged to a wealthy Brahmin family. That did not stop him from interacting and helping the less fortunate. Gurudev from a young age was highly moved by the development and welfare of the common people. At under 10 years of age, he went against the instruction of his parents to support an untouchable woman named Chapka, suffering from leprosy. On consultation with physicians and Vaidyas, he obtained medicines and dressings for the old woman. This took place when the untouchability crisis was at peak in India. Following this, Pandit Madan Mohan Malviyaji, a freedom fighter and founder of Banaras Hindu University, ordained Pujya Gurudev's Yagya ceremony and introduced the Gayatri Mantra to him when he was just 8 years old. Pujya Gurudev faithfully followed the advice of Malviyaji and started reciting the 5 malas of Gayatri Mantra on a daily basis. On the historical day of Vasant Panchmi of 18th January 1926, he had a divine vision of his guru, Swami Sarveshwanandji, a Himalayan sage living in astral form. Dada Gurudev instructed Pujya Gurudev to light an Akhand Deepak, a lamp which is continuously burning. He had also instructed Pujya Gurudev to start 24 Mahapurusharans over a 24-year period of life. It involved a rigorous daily routine of reciting 66 malas of Gayatri Mantra along with meditation and living only on chapati, buttermilk, and refraining from eating sugar and salt.
Now next, we will have Dhanvi and Meshwar giving us more background about Gurudev's involvement in the freedom fighting struggle.
Thank you, Aditya. So now we'll be talking about Guruji's freedom fighting journey. As we all know, Guruji founded the Gayatri Parivar Society, but what may be less common knowledge is that Guruji was also a freedom fighter who worked alongside many others such as Bhagat Singh to lead India to independence. Young Guruji started participating in the Indian freedom movement at an early age of just 12 years old. He created the Bal Sena, which is a children's army to oppose the British government. Worried by his increasing participation in the movement, his family members tried to stop him, but he left home at midnight and walked to Agra for 12 hours. There he joined the volunteer camp of the Indian National Congress. Fellow freedom fighters nicknamed him as Mutt, which is a name given to someone who is dedicated and a completely devoted freedom fighter. The Congress also tasked him with cutting British telephone lines to stop communication between them. He and his Sena used to stay up all night to cut these wires. Many of his revolutionary writings and poems were published in the Hindi newspaper Sainik, which is a soldier with the nickname of Mutt. Guruji's adult journey as a freedom fighter. At the age of 25 years, he was arrested on charges of flag hoisting on government establishments and transferred to many jails. He was then released after almost 1 full year. After the hanging of Bhagat Singh, Guruji was arrested for breaking prohibitory orders on April 1931 in Agra, but released shortly. The first picture shows Guruji with his peers during his early freedom fighting days. One time when Guruji was peacefully going about his day, the police began to attack Guruji and others with sticks. They tried to grab an Indian flag from Guruji and attempted to burn it, but Pandit Sri Ramji put the flag in his mouth and to save it from the police. He became unconscious from the beating and had to be carried to the hospital, and doctors were surprised when they found the flag still stuck between his jaws. In 1933, he was invited to attend Rashtriya Adhiveshan, a national meet of the Congress, as shown in the picture, but was arrested again and sent to jail in Asansol, Bengal during the journey. One of Guruji's legacies is that his picture was inaugurated on the Indian stamp for his freedom fighting efforts. This opportunity is held by very few and was a proud moment. His strong morals helped bring the people together and helped unite them against the fight of the British rule. He chose the path of freedom through wisdom, knowledge, and spirituality, and we can often see these beliefs reflected through his many books. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Meshwa and Danvi. Now we will have Maitri talk about the sadhana that Guruji had done in his lifetime.
Thank you. Pandit Sriram Sharma Acharya Ji was first enlightened by his guru Sarveshwaranand Ji on the day of Vasant Panchmi. At the age of 15, while doing his pujas, his guru appeared and guided him. He mentioned that in his past life, he was his guide as well, and because he had done such good in his past life, Gurudev was directed to do more extensive and excellent job again in this life. Dada Guru then gave Gurudev 5 directions. 1. Perform 24 Mahapurusharans to acquire intense spiritual power with barley bread and cow's buttermilk to be the only diet. 2. Keep Akhand Deep constantly lighted. 3. Undertake journeys to the Himalayas for higher levels of spiritual sadhana and guidance for future activities. 4. Synergize science with spirituality. And 5. Consider married life like a sacred hermitage and establish its utility to attain higher spiritual elevation. So the next 24 years of his life were devoted to 24 Mahapurusharans. After he surrendered himself to his guru and started this journey, people were quick to start discussing him with sweet and sour words because they believed that no steps should be taken to disturb the ordinary, routinized way by which people earned their livelihood. His daily routine consisted of 66 malas every day, symbolic worship of a picture of Gayatri Mantra with water, flowers, incense, lighted lamp, and Naivedya, and lastly, meditation of the rising sun while doing the jap. He was strictly advised by his guru to follow dietary restrictions to only eat jonki roti and chat. The jonki roti was prepared from barley grains, fed to a cow, picked up from the cow dung, and then cleaned, washed, dried, and ground into flour. With this, he had simple chash, and this was the only food taken by Gurudev during the 24 Gayatri Mahapurusharans. During these years, he took part in the non-violent struggle for India's independence as a volunteer, even after complications with his family who had said not to. Went to jail a number of times as a part of the freedom struggle and embarked upon the task of social and moral upliftment through spiritual means with blessings of Mahatma Gandhi. Gurudev attained many learnings and benefits from the sadhana, of which I will now share in his own words. I have completed 78 years of my life in 1989. During this long lifespan, I pursued only one aim, and that was to investigate how Siddhi, spiritual awakening, could be attained by sadhana. It occurred to me that just as several scientists devoted their entire lives in doing basic research work and had thus served mankind, it should be seriously examined whether the age-old belief that sadhana leads to siddhi is correct or not, and that this experiment should be done not on others but on myself. When Gurudev had a question in mind and an answer was not showing up, he would go and sit in front of the Akhand because the bright rays instantly solved this riddle. The Akhand has been burning continuously since the very first day of Gurudev's sadhana and still is to this day. So next time you visit Shantikunj, please do go for darshan. He used this time to understand the spiritual upliftment of humankind and went on to say that the sadhana of Gayatri is the knowledge, personal experience, and firm belief that those who worship Gayatri will never be lacking in spiritual enlightenment and worldly happiness. So then, on the completion of the 24 Mahapurusharans, Pandit Sri Ram Sharma Acharya established Gayatri Tapabhumi at Mathura in 1953. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We will have Param.
So Gayatri Tapabhumi was established in 1953 at the conclusion of the 24 Gayatri Mahapurushan, or 2400,000 Gayatri mantras per year. The Gayatri Tapabhumi was the Tapasthali, or place of prerna. So the Gayatri Tapabhumi was the place of penance for Pandit Sri Ram Sharma Acharya. For the construction of the Gayatri Tapabhumi, the holy soil and water from 2,400 different pilgrimage sites were collected, worshipped, and then used as a part of the foundation for the actual building. This sacred land is distinguished by a Yagyashala, which houses an Akhand Agni, or sacred flame, from a 700-year-old sacred fire ignited by the Siddha Yogi. At the time of establishing the Akhand Agni, Gurudev had fasted for 24 days, only drinking Ganga water. The Pran Pratishta of Vedmata Gayatri's idol was also done at this time. This flame is very important, for it contains 24,000 million Gayatri mantras written down by ardent worshippers who worship their oblations here before proceeding further on their various journeys. In addition, the ever-flourishing seed of the Gayatri Parivar was sown here. So in 1963, the Gayatri Tapabhumi added their Yug Nirman Vidyalay when the Gayatri Mission Manifesto was published in the form of Yug Nirman Satsankalp. The purpose of this Vidyalay was to make people self-sufficient and still run successfully today. In 1971, we see Grand Pragadnar and Nirman Vidyalay and many modern machines for publishing literature here. Since 1953, millions of visitors have performed Gayatri Anushthan here and participated in many events. Ashwamedh Yagna. So the Ashwamedh Yagna is a spiritual experiment. It is considered the king of all yagnas. It is a great yagna that is done for the peace and prosperity of a nation. It is conducted to spread the divine knowledge of Indian culture, a culture destined to make the culture of the world in the future. Ashwamedh Yagna is connected to the Gayatri Mantra for ecological balance and for the purification of the metaphysical world. Ashwa symbolizes the widespread evils in society, and Medha is indicative of the eradication of all evils and vices from their roots. This Anushthan is done to awaken the collective consciousness of the nation and to bring forth the dormant talents and the intellectual geniuses of the masses. This spiritual practice inspires its participants to assimilate the feeling of relentlessness, penance, and to make great sacrifices for the greater good. After Gurudev had passed away, Ma Bhagavati Devi completed a series of Ashwamedh Yagnas towards the Gayatri Parivar mission.
Thank you, Param. So we will have Bhumi talk about Gurudev's literature.
Akhanda Jyoti magazine. Gurudev has written more than 3,000 books on almost all aspects of human life, whether it be based on the aspects of the subtle science of spirituality, research directions on brain and consciousness, discussions on child psychology and family institutions, guidelines on mental, emotional, and physical health, and cheerful attitude in daily life. He started writing the Akhanda Jyoti magazine in 1938. It was and still is published from Mathura, India. The main objective of the magazine is to promote scientific spirituality and the religion of the 21st century, that is, scientific religion. The magazine is also published in various Indian regional languages, such as Marathi and Gujarati. The Gujarati version is published as Yug Shakti Gayatri. The Hindi and Gujarati magazines are based on a monthly subscription, and the English magazine is based on a bi-monthly subscription. Hindu Holy Scriptures. By 1960, Guru Dev had compiled and translated the 4 Vedas, 108 Upanishads, 6 Darshans, 8 Purans, along with a new Puran called Pragya Puran, Yoga Vishishta, and various Aranyaks and Brahmans, with lucid commentaries to enable the masses to understand the knowledge contained in them. The translation was also aimed at eliminating misconceptions, superstitions, and blind customs which were propagated in the medieval era by misinterpretations of the Vedas and other scriptures. After being recognized for his works of literature, Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, the first Vice President of India and the second President of India, and Acharya Vinoba Bhave, a spiritual successor of Mahatma Gandhi, awarded Gurudev with the title of Vedamurti. Based on Gurudev's literature and teachings, all world Gayatri Parivar has initiated 7 thought transformation movements. Those are self-refinement, woman empowerment, health, education, self-reliance, environment protection, and deliverance from addictions and eradication of evil customs. The Shanti Kunj Ashram was established in 1971 and is located in Haridwar, Uttarakhand, India. This year, 2021, marks the 50th year anniversary of the ashram. The ashram is a spiritual training center for the upliftment of human values on the basis of scientific spirituality. The ashram established a Brahma Virtue Shodh Sanstha, a research institute, and a Dev Sanskriti Vidyalaya, which is a residential university on its campus. There are some pictures here that are available so that you can have your darshan from your own homes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bhumi. So with this, I would like Kaustubh to talk about the significance of Vasant Panchmi.
Jai Gurudev. My name is Kaustubh, and today I'll be talking about the significance of Vasant Panchmi. So, Vasant Panchmi marks the beginning of the spring season where life in nature unfolds from the cold and constrictive winter. It is mainly celebrated to honor Ma Saraswati, who symbolizes creativity and power in all its form. On this day, many dress up in yellow clothing to signify knowledge, learning, and happiness. It is also the time when agriculture fields begin to bloom yellow mustard crops, which are associated with Saraswati's favorite color. On the day of Vasant Panchmi, Pandit Sri Ram Sharma Acharya, the founder of Gayatri Parivar, witnessed his guru, Swami Sarveshwaranandaji, who advised him that the inner efforts for self-growth and self-improvement must go hand in hand with acts of public service. From then onwards, Sri Ram Sharma Acharya surrendered himself to his guru and said, "I will explicitly mold my life according with the instruction imparted by you." He then went on to perform 24 years of Gayatri Mahapurush Charan as directed by Swamiji. The Akhand Deepak, source of inspiration to many, was lit 95 years ago on this very auspicious day in the year 1926. Since then, it has been lit uninterruptedly. Vasant Panchmi is an important day for Gayatri Parivar because it is the foundation day for its major centers, including Shanti Kunj and Brahma Virtues Research Center located in Haridwar, and also Gayatri Tapobhumi in Mathura. One of the significant events that took place was the beginning of Sri Ram Sharma Acharya's Yug Nirmal Sat Sankalp for the change of the era. This means altering the trends of times and transforming the culture, environment, and way of life. The goal of this mission was to transform ourselves in order to see a brighter future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kaustubh. And now I'd like to invite Om to give you guys a background on some of the activities that GPW carries out in Canada.
So I will be talking about GPW activities in Canada. We have many events, some year-round events. We have Vasant Panchmi, Mahashivratri, Chaitra Navratri, Ashwin Navratri, Gayatri Janti, Guru Purnima, 108 Kundya Gayatri Mahayagya, Pragya Mandals, Bal Sanskar Shalas, youth camps, and cultural activities. On the top right, you can see a picture of Mahashivratri event that we did in 2018. And on the bottom, you can see a picture of Vasant Panchmi in 2019. Next, we also perform many sanskars, including Punsuan, Namkaran, Anaprashan, Mundan, Vidyaram, Yagyopavit, Viva Sanskar, Vanprastha, Antyesti, Shraddharpan, Janmadivas, and Viva Divas. Both the pictures you are seeing are from Shraddharpan in 2019. We also do additional events including Gayatri Yagya, Deep Yagya, Satyanarayan Katha, Bhumi Pujan, Gri Pravesh, and Vastu Pujan. On the top right, you can see a picture of Deep Yagya being performed at McMaster University in Hamilton. And on the bottom, you can see Gayatri Yagya being performed by Bal Sanskar Shala kids. In 2020, despite the pandemic, we still had many events like this one on Zoom. We had the 108 Kundya Gayatri Yagya, Shraddharpan, Navratri Purnahuti, and 2021 celebration. On the top, we did Shraddharpan online, and on the bottom, we did 108 Kunda Yagya. Some upcoming events we have is Mahashivratri Rudra Abhishek, which is on March 11th, 2021, and the registration is now open at gpw.org if you wish to register.
Thank you, Om. Over to Varchas to give you a more background on Shanti.
Jai Gurudev. So today we'll be talking about GPW and Shantivan. So now we start by asking, what is GPW? GPW is an organization, a non-profit, and charitable organization that is an integral part of the All-World Gayatri Parivar, which has its purpose of thought transformation. And that goes by saying, Hum badlenge, yug badlega. Or in English, it would be, when we transform ourselves, the world will transform. When we reform ourselves, the world will reform. And we have been doing this through various events and activities, such as Yagya, tree plantation, and in the next slide, we also have city cleaning, Bal Sanskar Shala. We also do annual youth camps, food drives, and etc. So the organization has purchased a 200-acre land in city of Lount, Sundridge, Ontario, which is being known as the GPW Center for Scientific Spirituality and Holistic Wellbeing, also known as Shantivan in short. And over here, you can see the Shantivan cabin, where over there you can do your various sadhanas, you can do your yagya, you can do your arti, your anushthan, anything like that. You also have this beautiful scenery over there. And there are like 7 over there, and we're planning on changing the names based on the Saptrishya. And we have many proposed activities that we're going to do in the future. We're planning on doing formal education to teach public, whether they're from GPW or from outside, about the various things that we believe and do, such as yoga, meditation, asana, and all of the above. We're also planning on having a research center similar to the Brahmavarch's Research Institute in Haridwar, where we will be doing various testing. We're also planning on doing sadhana camps. We're planning on doing like organic farming. We're also planning on having goshalas and many more. Thank you.
Thank you, Varchas. And there is also a message from Shantikunj that we'd like to share with you. On this day of Vasant Panchmi, we were fortunate to receive a message from Shraddheya Dr. Sahib, and I am going to show it to all of us. So this is the message we received on Vasant Panchmi event that we are conducting today virtually. And we are having the divine blessings to continue throughout the year this task of thought transformation through various activities. And we, the youth, are fortunate enough to be able to participate in this movement. So thank you so much. I hope this gives you an introduction on some of the background with regards to Gayatri Parivar, some of the activities that we do, as well as on the life journey of Gurudev. For the next part of the segment, we'll be performing the Deep Yagya.
Hello everyone. On behalf of Gayatri Parivar Western Ontario Youth, I would like to welcome you to today's Vasant Panchmi Puja. I would like to take this time to also congratulate the Bal Sanskar Shala kids and their parents to allow them to learn and participate in this divine act. We are so proud and thankful of these kids to participate on the auspicious day of Vasant Panchmi. So what is Vasant Panchmi? It is the birthday of Ma Saraswati. It is also the spiritual birthday of Gurudev Pandit Sri Ram Sharma Acharya Ji, as Vasant Panchmi is the day when he first met his Gurudev, Sri Sarveshwaranand Ji. So what is the purpose of this puja? Well, Vasant Panchmi marks the arrival of the spring season. The festival is also associated with a beautiful story that tells us about the birth of Goddess Saraswati. It was on the day of Vasant Panchmi that Goddess Saraswati appeared from the Kamandal of Lord Brahma. It is said that the creator of the world, which is Lord Brahma, felt that his creation lacked zest and rhythm of life. So there was no happiness and positive energy. He consulted Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu. It was in that moment that Goddess Saraswati appeared from Lord Brahma's Kamandal. Dressed in all white, Goddess Saraswati infused the positive energy, the knowledge in the world. Currently, since we're all suffering due to this unprecedented COVID times, we pray to Ma Saraswati to infuse us with the positivity that we lack today. So we will collectively pray and invite divine powers to bless us and spread positivity amongst us. We will be doing so by performing Deep Yagya. So you may wonder, what is the difference between Deep Yagya and a traditional Yagya? Well, Deep Yagya has made possible the propagation of Gayatri Sadhana and a lifestyle guided by the injunctions of Yagya in a very short period to large populations. Its popularity has spread with tremendous speed due to the use of lamps and fragrance sticks, which are universally used in worship and prayer by all religions. Therefore, followers of all faiths participate in Deep Yagya without hesitation. Also, the Dravya Yagya, or the traditional Yagya, in vogue requires much longer time and is therefore performed in batches turn by turn. However, the Deep Yagya is completed within a much shorter period of time, in about an hour and a half, and all participants collectively enjoy the delightful and enchanting view of the twinkling lamps. They thus derive the full benefit of inspiration from the Deep Yagya. So now I will mention the material that you should have in front of you. So you should have your mandir or Dev Manch, your puja place where you can place photos, murti of Saraswati Ma or Gurudev or any Devi Devtas that you follow. You should also have a kalash and a deepak. You should put water in the kalash and cover it with coconut or a bowl or a small plate. You should also have one puja plate which contains kumkum or sandalwood powder, rice, kalava or narachari, betel nut or supari, flowers, and sweet, Sweet could include kheer, halwa, etc., or even gur, a matchbox or a lighter. You should also have an arti plate with 1 deepak. You should have a yagya plate with 5 deepaks, a bowl with water to sprinkle water for Bhavitri Karanam for participants during the puja. And I believe that's it. So relax, sit comfortably, and enjoy the puja. So first we will start with the Gayatri Mantra. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat.
Hello, namaste and pranam to everyone, and welcome to this Vasant Panchmi Deep Yagya. Thank you once again for joining us today. And it is at this point in time that we will now formally begin the Deep Yagya process. So ready yourselves, and we will now begin the Deep Yagya. Bhavitri Karanam. As many of you who may have performed the Deep Yagya before know that the Yagya, or any puja in fact, consists of several steps or processes. And Gurudev organized these steps in such a beautiful way because, the way he organized them was magnificent because it touches upon all 3 aspects or layers of our personality. As we all know, we have physical actions that we perform. And so hence in the Deep Yagya, we will be performing we will physically be performing some actions such as offering ahuti or lighting a diya, etc. And then we also are connected with the yagya process through our emotions. So many of us know yagya or puja as a divine and auspicious or pious act, and we offer our devotion to the Devi and Devtas. But one aspect that often is missed is the aspect in between, which is that of our thoughts. Gurudev stressed this a lot, where he said that not only is this a karma kand, or not only is this a puja, but each step in the yagya offers many important teachings or learnings. And so if we focus on all 3 aspects of our personality, then we would be able to extract the most value or benefit from this deep yagya. And if we implement these values and virtues in our life, we will be able to drastically transform our personality. And so if you think about it, one way to look at the yagya is as a puja, but another way is to look at it as a workshop to refine our personality. We can think of this as a divine personality refinement workshop. And so with that feeling, keep that feeling in mind as we go through the yagya, and think upon and contemplate upon the learnings of each of these. So as is a core concept in Indian wisdom traditions, one of the first things that we do is to ready ourselves from within by trying to purify ourselves. This is a core concept in Eastern philosophy that for any transformation to take place, if it begins from within to then going outwards, it will be something that will be sustainable. And so that is the feeling of this step of Bhavitri Karanam. And you may have water there beside you. And water, again, is very logically placed for this step because it is the only one element out of the 5 elements in nature that can help us clean ourselves. We cannot clean ourselves with soil or the earth or fire because it's too hard to grasp, or air because it's intangible. But water is very logical, and that's why it is used also in this step. And so with this, we will now begin the Bhavitri Karanam. Please sit straight. Keep both hands in your lap and close your eyes, and sprinkle the holy water that you have with you over your body as we chant the mantras. And so I will chant here. You will be on mute, but you can repeat at your homes along with us. Om Pavitrata Mama Manah Kaya Antah Karneshu Samvishet feel that you have become pure. Om Pavitratanaha Sanmargam Nayet. May sanctity lead us to the righteous path. Om Pavitratanaha Mahattam Prayachatu. May sanctity provide magnificence to all of us. Om Pavitratanaha Shantim Pradadatu. May sanctity provide peace to all of us. Surya Dhyana Pranayama. The next step is that of pranayam. And most of us in our modern world only understand pranayam as a breathing exercise. But the concept and philosophy and the science behind the prana shakti is much broader than that. Prana is the vital energy force that exists in the universe. And outside of us, it exists within the air or vayu. And within us, it exists in the form of bioelectricity. Gurudev has written a lot on this topic. And he said that those who are filled with vital energy or prana shakti can drastically change their actions and personalities. We may know many leaders or saints who we are influenced by. And one of the main reasons that they're able to impact us so much is because they have an abundance of prana shakti. And because the Surya or Savita is the original source of the pran, that's why in this step, Surya Dhyan is mixed with the pranayam, so that our pranayam becomes stronger and we can extract the most energy from it. And because the sun transmits this energy to us, we as humans have been given a blessing to be able to absorb this energy, and hence why we will contemplate on the sun. So sit straight with your back straight in a meditational posture, and feel that you're surrounded with white clouds that are filled with vital energy. And when you inhale, imagine as if you're inhaling white clouds, and then hold the breath for some time. And then when you exhale, imagine that you're exhaling dark clouds to remove the negativity within. And after you exhale, you can hold your breath for some time, and then resume normal breathing. And so we will chant the mantra from here, and you can perform one cycle of pranayam if you wish at your homes. And again, please remain on mute, and we will perform the mantra from here. Om Vishwani Deva Savitar Duritani Parasuva Yad Bhadram Tanna Asuva. Om Shantihi 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 Sarvarishta Shushantir Bhavatu. Tilak Dharanam. As we all know, tilak is a very important symbol in the Indian traditions. And we all commonly know of tilak as a way to respect one another. And while this is true, if we think about it, we should contemplate upon what we actually are respecting. If we think about this, we're essentially respecting the thoughts and divine virtues which someone else has. And that's why we apply tilak on the forehead. If we think about it, our friends or the company we choose to keep is also influenced by this, because we value their thoughts or we value their virtues. And that's why we choose to be friends with them. And this is the same for any sort of relationship. And so tilak is applied on the forehead as a symbol of sublimity and self-esteem. And all physical actions are governed by thoughts. And therefore, we apply tilak for attaining the virtues of calmness, coolness, brilliance, and divine dignity. So all of you must be having some roli or chandan or sandalwood paste. And so if you have this, please keep it in a plate and mix some water with it. And while we chant the mantras, you will remain on mute and you will repeat it at your homes. And you should also apply the chandan or the roli to each other, or to all those who are performing the puja with you. Om Mastishkam Shantam Bhuyat. Our mind may be peaceful. Om Anuchitah Aveshah Ma Bhuyat. Our mind may not get disturbed. Om Shirsham Unnatam Bhuyat. Our head may always remain high. Om Vivekaha Sthiri Bhuyat. We may always be guided by wisdom and by foresight.
Sankalp Dharanam. Sankalp means promise to God or taking a vow for upasana, sadhana, and aradhana. Upasana means the daily prayer. Sadhana means self-discipline. And aradhana means community service. Also, donation of time is samedan and donation of charity is anshdan. All kids, men, and unmarried women will tie the red thread on their right hand. Women who are married will tie it on their left hand. I would also like to take this time to thank the parents for allowing their kids to participate in these activities. Please continue to encourage them to do their Gayatri Mantra Lekhan and participate in other events as well. Just a reminder that we also encourage Anshdan, which is contribution or donations. Since this is a charitable organization, your Anshdan would be greatly appreciated. So we will now proceed to do the Sankalp Sutra Dharanam as we're taking the oath to God so we can follow the righteous path. Om Ishanu Shasanam Svikaromi. We accept the discipline of God. Om Maryadam Charishyami. We shall adopt the righteous conduct. Om Varjaniyam no Charishyami. We shall not do what is unrighteous. Kalash Pujanam. Kalash is a symbol of the cosmos, or Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. We have Brahma on the bottom of the Kalash, Rudra, which is Shiv Bhagwan, at the middle body of the Kalash, and Vishnu Bhagwan at the top of the Kalash. The Kalash is therefore a symbol of the entire universe. All the gods in their microcosmic forms are present in this symbolic form of the universe. Through the medium of the Kalash, we are made aware of all the gods in one place. One person from your family will take rice and flowers in the right hand and take the left hand and put it underneath the right hand and put it inside the Kalash after the mantra. All others should pray silently with folded hands. Om Kalashasya Mukhe Vishnu Kanthe Rudra Samashrita Mule Tvasya Sitho Brahma Madhye Matra Ganasmata Kukshotu Sagara Sarve Saptadvipa Vasundhara Rigvedo Yajurveda Samavedo Yatharvana Angeksha Sahita Sarve Kalashantu Samashrita Atra Gayatri Savitri Shanti Pushti Kari Sada Tvai Tishtanti Bhutani Tvai Prana Pratishtata Shiva Swayam Tvamevasi Vishnu Tvam Cha Prajapati Aditya Vasavo Rudra Vishve Deva Sapatrika Tvai Tishtanti Sarvepi Yatah Kama Phala Prada Tvat Prasadadimam Yagyam Kartu Mihe Jalodbhava Sanityam Kuru Me Deva Prasanno Bhava Sarvada Prasanno Bhava Sarvada.
Devavahanam. With Devahanam, we are now going to invite the divine powers to bless us for this deep yagya. We will begin with Guru Avahanam. Guru is not someone who is just limited to a physical presence. Even in a subtle presence, he guides us to the righteous path. He provides us the light to pursue the righteous thing in life, as well as for spiritual upliftment. Before we do Guru Avahanam, we will first listen to a Pragya Geet developed by our youths, which is on the tabla, we have Pratham. On the harmonium, we have Param. And on the singing team, we have Param, Kriti, and Parita.
आओ गुरु को करे हम नमन, क्यों न गुरु को करे हम नमन। आओ गुरु को करे हम नमन, क्यों न गुरु को करे हम नमन। मुक्ति का द्वार है जिनकी पावन शरण, मुक्ति का द्वार है जिनकी पावन शरण। दृष्टि जिनकी करे पाप का को श्रमण, दृष्टि जिनकी करे पाप का को श्रमण। आओ गुरु को करे हम नमन, क्यों न गुरु को करे हम नमन। आओ गुरु को करे हम नमन, क्यों न गुरु को करे हम नमन। न गुरु से बड़ी शक्ति है विश्व में, कौन गुरु से बड़ी शक्ति है विश्व में। कौन गुरु से बड़ी भक्ति है विश्व में, कौन गुरु से बड़ी भक्ति है विश्व में। विष्णु शिव और ब्रह्मादि सबसे बड़ी कौन सी और अभिव्यक्ति है विश्व में, कौन सी और अभिव्यक्ति है विश्व में। इन सभी से बड़े गुरु चरण, आओ गुरु को करे हम नमन। आओ गुरु को करे हम नमन, क्यों न गुरु को करे हम नमन। आओ गुरु को करे हम नमन, क्यों न गुरु को करे हम नमन। यही भव सिंधु की दिव्य पतवार है, वही भव सिंधु की दिव्य पतवार है। करते भव सिंधु से वही उद्धार है, करते भव सिंधु से वही उद्धार है। प्राण का बिंदु उनको समर्पित किया, वही लहरा उठे प्राण के बिंदु में, वही लहरा उठे प्राण के बिंदु में। बस वही तो करुणा करण, आओ गुरु को करे हम नमन। बस वही तो है करुणा करण, आओ गुरु को करे हम नमन। आओ गुरु को करे हम नमन, क्यों न गुरु को करे हम नमन। आओ गुरु को करे हम नमन, क्यों न गुरु को करे हम नमन।
With this, we will begin Guru Avahanam. Please take rice and flowers in your right hand and put the left hand underneath. After the mantra, please offer it to the lotus feet of Gurudev. If you don't have a Guru, you can meditate on the sun god. This particular mantra has been taken from Guru Gita. Please offer the flowers after the mantra. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gururevo Maheshwara Gururevo Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Khanda Mandalakaram Yaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Shri Guruve Namaha. Avahayami Sthapayami Dhyayami tato namaskaram karomi. Gayatri Avahanam. Ma Gayatri is known as Ved Mata Gayatri, Vishwa Mata Gayatri. She is the mother of all gods. Sadhana of Gayatri Mata brings us the energy to follow the righteous path in our spiritual upliftment. Please take rice and flowers in your right hand and offer it to the lotus feet of Gayatri Mata after the mantra. Om Ayatu Varde Devi Trakshare Brahmavadini Gayatri Chandasa Mata Brahma Yone Namostute. Om Shri Gayatre Namaha Avahayami Sthapayami Dhyayami Tato Namaskaram Karomi. Ganesh Avahanam. We are now going to offer rice, flowers to Lord Ganesha. Lord Ganesha is known to protect us from hurdles. Please offer the rice and flowers after the mantra. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Guru Me Deva Sarva Karyeshu Sarvada. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Avahayami Sthapayami Dhyayami Tato Namaskaram Karomi. Gauri Avahanam. Ma Parvati is the mother of Lord Ganesha, and she inspires us to do tap and sadhana, which are vital elements of spiritual upliftment. Please take rice and flowers again in your right hand, and we will offer it to Ma Durga after the mantra. Om Sarva Mangal Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Trambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. Om Shri Gurave Namaha Avahayami Sthapayami Dhyayami Tato Namaskaram Karomi. Shiv Avahanam. We will now call upon Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is known to protect us from all the evils. Please take rice and flowers in your right hand and feel that Lord Shiva is blessing us. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Vandana Mrityor Mukshiyamamritad. Om Shri Trambakaya Namah Avahayami Sthapayami Dhyayami Tato Namaskaram Karomi. Saraswati Avahanam. Saraswati is known and worshipped as the goddess of knowledge, music, arts. Today we are celebrating Vasant Panchmi, and as we learned from the slides about the significance of Vasant Panchmi, which is celebrated in the name of goddess Saraswati and as well as the spiritual birthday of Param Pujya Gurudev. On this day, it is believed that Ma Saraswati was born. Let us call upon Ma Saraswati to take the divine blessings. Please take rice and flowers again in your right hand, and we will offer it to Ma Saraswati after the mantra. Om Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Vidya Rupena Sansita Namastaste 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 Namo Namaha. Om Shri Saraswati Namah Avahayami Sthapayami Dhyayami Tato Namaskaram Karomi.
Dev Namaskara. After Avanam of Devi Devta, we will now do Namaskar to all Devi Devtas. Namaskara means salutation. It's the symbol of modesty, humility, and politeness. By doing Dev Namaskara, we express our reverence and devotion towards Devi Devtas. I now request everyone to please fold your hands and bow down saying Namaha every time after me. Om Sarvabhyo Devashaktibhyo Namaha. Om Sarvebhyo Devapurushebhyo Namaha. Om Sarvebhyo Mahapranebhyo Namaha. Om Sarvebhyo Maharudrebhyo Namaha. Om Sarvebhyo Adityabhyo Namaha. Om Sarvabhyo Matrushaktibbhyo Namaha. Om Sarvebhya Tirthebhyo Namaha. Om Mahavidyaya Namaha. Om Etat Karma Pradhan Shriman Mahakalaya Namaha. Panchopchar Pujanam. In this process, some symbolic offerings are made as a token of our contribution to divine powers. The 5 symbols of Panchopchar Pujan depicts offering of our 5 capabilities to divine forces. One of your family members will offer water, which signifies offering of our faith, flower, which signifies offering of our inner joy, chandan with rice, which signifies offering of our holy deeds, dhoop and deep, which signifies offering of our merits and radiance, naivedya, which signifies offering of our resources and wealth. All these offerings must be made on a small puja plate with chanting of mantra. Other family members may fold their hands. Om Sarvebhyo Devebhyo Namaha. Jalam, please offer water. Gandhakshatam, please offer chandan or roli with some rice. Pushpani, please offer flower or flower petals. Dhupam, please wave your hands like this to offer dhoop to Devi Devtas. Deepam, again wave your hands like this to offer deep to Devi Devtas. Naivedyam samarpayami. Now please offer prasad.
Sashtang Deva Namaskaraha. Please fold your hands and let us pray to all the Devi Devta that we have invited, Gayatri Mata and Gurudev, to guide us onto the righteous path and give us wisdom as we are about to start the main parts of the Deep Yagya. Please fold your hands, keep your eyes closed, and please meditate. Om Namo Stvanantaya Sahasramurte Sahasrapadakshishirorubhave Sahasranamne Purushaya Shasvate Sahasrakoti Yugadharine Namah Sahasrakoti Yugadharine Namah Agni Sthapanam. Now we will be lighting up the diyas that are specifically for the Deep Yagya. And as discussed previously, Gurudev, in a very simple manner, invented or discovered Deep Yagya as a means to spread and rapidly spread the concept of Yagya throughout worldwide. And we should also take lessons from the Deepak itself, as there are two things that we can learn. One, that it always rises upwards, and we should also do the same, as we should always strive towards the path of success upwards and always towards progress. And secondly, one of its other properties is it burns itself and gives light to others. So we should also do our best to work hard to give knowledge and light to others. Please, as you are lighting the deepaks, please allow the older kids and the parents to light the deepak. And just for safety reasons, don't allow the younger children to light the deepak.
I would also like to request everyone to please turn on your camera so we can see everyone's Deepak being lit up. Thank you.
Om Agne Naya Supatarai Aswan Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan Yuyodyasmad Juranamena Poishtam Dena Mauktim Videma.
Gayatri Stavanam. This mantra is a prayer dedicated to Savita, the Devta of the Gayatri Mantra. It is also known as a calling or greeting to the fire or the sun, also known as Surya Devta. First, let's begin with what does the Gayatri Mantra mean? In short, the Gayatri Mantra is asking the Almighty Creator of this universe to grace us with their divinity and brilliance, which can purify us and guide us on the righteous path. This mantra teaches us how to live a fulfilling life and its source of divine knowledge and inspiration. There are three parts to any mantra. The first is the Devta of the mantra. Who is this mantra dedicated to? The second is the Rishi of the mantra. Who created this mantra? And the third is the Chand. So what is the pronunciation, or how do I pronounce this mantra? For the Gayatri Mantra, it is dedicated to Savita Devta. Its Rishi is Vishwamitra and its Chand is Gayatri. This Gayatri Stavan is 12 mantras long. I will only be saying 4 of them, and I will also be letting you know a quick summary of each of the mantras. The first mantra is about the Lord of the universe, and it's asking them to free us of poverty, sadness, and fear. The second mantra is saying that the sages and deities regularly adore you, you being Savita Devta, and they achieve salvation. So may you please also accept our prayers so we can also achieve salvation. The third mantra says that you are worshipped by the Brahmins and praised in the Vedas. May you wake up the goodwill in us all. And the fourth mantra tells us that the yogis guide us on the righteous path. So please accept our greetings and prayers, and please purify us all, O Savita Devta. So while listening to the mantra, please fold your hands and imagine or think of yourself as being purified and being showered upon by divine energy. If you don't know the mantra, that is fine. Just repeat the last part, Punato Mam Tat Savitura Varenyam, after me. Om Yanmandalam Deeptikaram Vishalam Ratna Prabham Tivramanadi Rupam Daridya Dukha Kshayakaranam Cha Punatu Mam Tat Savitur Varenyam Punatu Mam Tat Savitur Varenyam Yanmandalam de Vagane Supujitam Vipre स्तुतं नवमुक्तिकोविदं तं देवदेवं प्रणमामि भर्गं पुनातु मां तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं पुनातु मां तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं यन्मण्डलं ब्रह्मविदो वदन्ति गायन्ति यच्चारणसिद्ध्यसङ्घा यन्मण्डलं वेदविदः स्मरन्ति पुनातु मां तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं पुनातु मां तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं यन्मण्डलं वेदविदोपगीतं यद्योगिनां योगपथानुगम्यं तत्सर्ववेदं प्रणमामि देव्यां पुनातु मां तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं पुनातु मां तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं पावन बना दो हे देव सविता.
Deep Yagya is a yagya where we use Deepak as a Havan Kund, and within the Havan Kund, we offer ghee and Havan Samagri. But for the purpose of today's yagya, we are replacing the Havan Samagri with Dhup or Agarbatti. During the Deep Yagya, we will be chanting special mantras to which we will be offering ahutis. Gayatri Mantra Ahuti. Gayatri is a universal prayer enshrined within the Vedas. It is addressed to the eminent and the transcendent divine, which has been given the name Savita, meaning that from which all that is born. Gayatri is a mantra which inspires righteous wisdom. It means that the Almighty God may illuminate our intellect, which may lead us on the righteous path. The worship of Gayatri Mantra bestows the boon of righteous wisdom. The teachings of the powers incorporated within the Gayatri Mantra fulfill this purpose. Righteous wisdom starts emerging as soon as the japa of this mantra is taken up as a sadhana. Om Pur Bhuva Swaha means praying to goddess Gayatri and the divine forces surrounding us. Tat means God. Savitur Varenyam, all the energies put together is a collection of one. Savita, the sun. It's so bright that not even a little hint of darkness can enter. Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, strong positive energy bestows upon us, shows us the right path when we fall astray. It also destroys the bad habits and makes us more devta-like, more positive, and allows us to choose right over wrong. Dhiyo yo naha prachodayat means righteous path. Gayatri pushes us to walk on the righteous path. Swaha. At this point, we are making offerings to the God and they are accepting them. Idam Gayatre, idam na mama. Anything and everything that we have today is given to us by the Almighty. So when we are making the offerings, we should offer with the mindset that whatever I'm offering to you today is not mine, but it is yours. And I thank you for that. So now if I can get everybody to sit straight and pick up some rice with your right hand, put it in your left palm, and together we will chant the Gayatri. We will start off chanting the Gayatri mantra. And when I say Swaha, I want everybody to take a little bit of rice, maybe 2 or 3 grains, and offer it in the plate that contains the Deepak. So now I will start. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachodayat Swaha. Idam Gayatri, idam Namama. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachodayat Swaha. Idam Gayatri, idam Namama. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachodayat Swaha. Idam Gayatri, idam Namama. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachodayat Swaha. Idam Gayatri, idam Namama. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachodayat Swaha. Idam Gayatri, idam Namama.
Mahamrutyunjay Mantra Hutihi. The Mahamrutyunjay mantra is a powerful mantra, and it is recited for longevity and a healthy life. Now we will chant the mantra 3 times and give ahuti. Please take rice in your left hand and offer it in the plate with your right hand when I say swaha. Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivadanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityormokshiyamamritat Swaha. Idam Mahamrutyunjayidam Namama. Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivadanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityormokshiyamamritat Swaha. Idam Mahamrutyunjayidam Namama. Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivadanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityormokshiyamamritat Swaha. Idam Mahamrutyunjayidam Namama. Now we will chant one Mahamrutyunjay mantra for the well-being of anyone who has a birthday or a marriage anniversary this month. Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrityormokshiyamamritat Swaha. Idam Mahamrutyunjayidam Namama.
Surya Gayatri Mantra Hutihi. The Surya is a prayer dedicated to Surya Devta or sun god. We pray to the sun god to attain power and divinity. While chanting the mantra, feel the power coming within you. You will chant 3 Surya Gayatri mantras and perform 3 ahutis. Please take rice in your left hand and offer 1 or 2 grains of rice with your right hand in your plate where your deepak is when I say swaha. Please chant with me. Om Bhaskaraya Vidmahe Devakaraya Dhimahi Tanna Surya Prachodayat Swaha. Idam Surya idam Nama. Om Bhaskaraya Vidmahe Devakaraya Dhimahi Tanna Surya Prachodayat Swaha. Idam Surya idam Namama. Om Bhaskaraya Vidmahe Divakaraya Dhimahi Tanna Surya Prachodayat Swaha. Idam Surya idam Namama.
And lastly, we will finish off by giving ahuti on the Anishta Nivaran Mantra Hutihi. I will chant this once, and again when I say swaha, please offer. Om Bhurбhuvः Swaha Klim 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 Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nama Prachodayat Klim 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 Om Swaha Idam Mahashakte Idam Namama. This mantra is a very powerful mantra. It's called a beach mantra, and this mantra is chanted for the protection and the well-being of everyone.
Dev Dakshina Purnauti. When we started this yagya, we had a goal, which was to attain divinity and knowing our true selves. With Yagya Devta's blessing, we should know our good and our bad habits, and always work towards suppressing the bad habits. So as we finish our last ahuti for this yagya, we shall let go of our bad habits and integrate good habits to make life yagyamaya. Please take rice in your right hand and offer it to Deepak. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnata Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Swaha. Om Sarvam Vai Purnagvam Swaha. Om Sarvam Vai Purnagvam Swaha. Om Sarvam Vai Purnagvam Swaha. Niranjanam Arate. Please, parents, light the diya in your thali and everyone stand up and sing the arati in our Vandanya Mataji's voice.
ब्रह्माणि राधा रुद्राणि जय सतरूपा वाणी विद्या कमला कल्याणी जननी हम हैं दीनहीन दुख दारिद्र के घेरे यद्यपि कुटिल कपटी कपूत तो बालक है तेरे स्नेह सनी करुणामयी माता चरण शरण दीजे विलख रहे हम शिशु सुत तेरे दया दृष्टि कीजे काम क्रोध मद लोभ दाम्भ दुर भाव देश हरिये शुद्ध बुद्धि निष्पाप हृदय मन को पवित्र करिए तुम समर्थ सब भांति तारणी तुष्टि पुष्टि त्राता सतमार्ग पर हमें चलाओ जो है सुखदाता जयति जय गायत्री माता जयति जय गायत्री माता जयति जय गायत्री माता सतमार्ग पर हमें चलाओ जो है सुखदाता जयति जय गायत्री माता
Shanti Abhisinjanam. Now, one person from your family should take a kalash in their hand and, with the help of flour or with your hands, sprinkle water on everyone. The rest of you may fold your hands. Om Vyahot Shanti Rantarikshagam Shanti Prithvi Shanti Rapah Shanti Roshadayah Shanti Vanaspatayah Shanti Vishedeva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvagam Shanti Shanti Raiva Shanti Sama Shanti Revi Om Shanti 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 Sarvadishtashu Shantirabhavatu.
Visarjanam. As we invited our divine powers and we treated them like our guests, it is now time to say goodbye to the invited divine powers. So please fold your hands and say the following mantra with us. Om Yantu Deva Gana Sarve Puja Madaya Mamaki Ishtakama Samardhyartam Punaragamanaya Cha Punaragamanaya Cha. Jai Ghosh. So I will do the Jai Ghosh. Everyone just please remain muted and you may repeat after me in your own respective spots. Bole Gayatri Mata ki
Jai.
Yagya Bhagwan ki
Jai.
Puja Gurudev ki
Jai.
Vandaniya Mata ji ki
Jai.
Bharat Mata ki
Jai.
Bharati Sanskriti ki
Jai.
Satya Sanatan Dharm ki
Jai.
Dharm ki
जय हो
अधर्म का
नाश हो
प्राणी में
सद्भावना हो
विश्व का
कल्याण हो
विश्व का
कल्याण हो
हम सुधरेंगे
युग सुधरेगा
हम बदलेंगे
युग बदलेगा
बोलिए वेद माता गायत्री की
जय,
देव माता गायत्री की
जय,
विश्व माता गायत्री की
जय,
और शांति कुंज हरिद्वार की
जय,
और शांतिवन कनाडा की
जय।
ओम नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव। बोलिए युगाधिपति महाकाल की
जय।
ओम शांति 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 सर्वारिष्ट शांतिर्भवतु।
समस्त दीप यज्ञ में उपस्थित जितने भी युवा बाल संस्कार शाला के जितने भी प्रतिभागीगण हैं और उनसे जुड़े हुए उनके माता पिता, सबको बसंत पंचमी के पावन पर्व पर जो पावन दीप यज्ञ संपन्न हो रहा है उसकी बधाई, हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं। यह जो वर्ष है यह स्वर्ण जयंती वर्ष है और कुंभ का अद्भुत योग बन रहा है इस दीप यज्ञ के पावन अवसर पर। एक तरह से बसंत पंचमी से शुरुआत माने इसको, स्वर्ण जयंती वर्ष की शुरुआत है और इसमें आप सबको मालूम होगा कि हर घर पहुंचे हरिद्वार, इस योजना के अंतर्गत घर घर गंगा जल पहुंचाया जा रहा है, स्थापित किया जा रहा है और उसका पूजन किया जा रहा है। तो इस रूप में आप सबकी विशेष भागीदारी है। अभी बसंत पंचमी के दिन आप सब लोगों ने देखा होगा समाधि स्थल का एक स्लोगन लिखा हुआ था संस्कृत में। उसका अर्थ है कि इस वर्ष दो विशेष योग हैं, कुंभ का भी योग है, हरिद्वार में कुंभ का योग है और शांति कुंज का स्वर्ण जयंती वर्ष है। तो इसमें हम सबकी भावनात्मक भागीदारी हो, हम सब भावनात्मक रूप से जुड़े और अधिकाधिक नए नए घरों में माँ गायत्री को पहुंचाएं, यज्ञ देवता को पहुंचाएं और संस्कारों को हम सभी पुनर्जीवित करें, संस्कार परंपरा को। तो ये सबका परम सौभाग्य है। संयोग से मैं इस समय यहाँ पर आप सबके लिए यहाँ लाइव जुड़ गया और सवेरे इस समय ठीक 4 बजे यहाँ पर प्रार्थना क्रम चालू हो गया है। तो भावनात्मक रूप से जुड़ने का सभी प्रयास कर सकते हैं और सीधे दोनों हाथ जोड़ करके आप आंखें बंद करें और इस प्रखर प्रज्ञा सजल श्रद्धा का ध्यान करें। सबको परम पूज्य गुरुदेव, परम वंदनीय माता जी विशेष आशीर्वाद अनुकंपा प्रदान करेंगे। परम श्रद्धेय डॉक्टर साहब, श्रद्धेय जी की ओर से सबको पुनः बसंत पंचमी की शुभकामनाएं।
Thank you for your time. This concludes today's Vasant Panchmi celebration.